I thought I was alone in my apartment until I found notes from someone who wasn't supposed to be there. I've never been the paranoid type. I mean, I live in a quiet city, in a third-floor apartment with a decent deadbolt and neighbors who mostly keep to themselves. It's not like I'm in some creepy cabin in the woods. My place is small but cozy. Kitchen, living room, bedroom, bathroom, and a tiny storage closet I barely use. I've been here for 2 years and nothing weird has ever happened. Until about a month ago, when I started finding the notes. The first one showed up on my fridge, held up by a magnet shaped like a cartoon taco. It was just a scrap of paper torn from a notebook with neat, loopy handwriting. Nice shirt today. I laughed when I saw it. I'd worn my favorite blue button up to work that day, the one I always get compliments on. I figured I'd jotted it down myself, maybe half asleep or after a glass of wine, though I didn't remember doing it. I tossed it in the trash and didn't think much of it. A couple of days later, another note appeared, this time on my bathroom mirror, stuck with a piece of tape. "You left the stove on again." My stomach did a little flip. I had left the stove on the night before, just for a few minutes while I grabbed my phone from the bedroom. I'm not careless, but it happens, right? I chalked it up to my own forgetfulness, like maybe I'd written it as a reminder to be more careful. But the handwriting, still that same loopy script, didn't look like mine. I compared it to a grocery list I'd scribbled the day before, and the letters were different. Mine are blocky, uneven. These were almost too perfect, like someone practiced them. I started to wonder if it was a prank. My friend Sarah has a key to my place for emergencies, and she's got a weird sense of humor. I texted her, half joking. "You sneaking in and leaving me notes? Not cool." She replied with a string of laughing emojis and said she hadn't been over in weeks. I believed her. She's not the type to lie. Still, I changed the locks that weekend just to be safe. The landlord grumbled about the cost, but I paid for it myself. New deadbolt, new keys. I felt better. For a week, nothing happened. No notes, no weirdness. I started to relax, convincing myself it was just a fluke. Maybe I had written those notes and just forgotten. I've been stressed at work, pulling long hours at the office. It wouldn't be the first time my brain played tricks on me. Then, last Tuesday, I found another note. I'd just gotten home from work, kicked off my shoes, and headed to the kitchen to make dinner. There, on the counter next to my coffee maker, was a folded piece of paper. My heart sank as I opened it. "You look tired today. Get some rest." I froze. I had been tired that day, exhausted actually. I'd barely slept the night before, tossing and turning over a work deadline. But how would anyone know that? I live alone. I don't have a roommate, a partner, or even a pet. I stood there, staring at the note, my hands shaking. The handwriting was the same, neat, loopy, almost mocking in its precision. I checked every door and window. Everything was locked, just like I'd left it. I called Sarah that night and told her everything. She suggested I set up a cheap security camera, one of those Wi-Fi ones you can monitor from your phone. I ordered one on Amazon and had it delivered the next day. I set it up in the living room, angled to catch the kitchen and the hallway to my bedroom. I figured if someone was sneaking in, I'd catch them. I also started double-checking the locks every night, even though the new deadbolt made it impossible for anyone with the old key to get in. The camera didn't catch anything at first, just me moving around the apartment, making coffee, watching TV. But the notes kept coming. Every couple of days, I'd find one in a... We can't show the full story in this short video. To watch the complete story, please click the link in the description.